Well, welcome, and really thank you all for coming. It's terrific to see everybody here. I'm Alice Cahn, Cartoon Network Preschool Programming and Development, and I'm joined this morning by a wonderful panel that I'll introduce in a few minutes. When I got to Cartoon Network a year ago, it was with enormous appreciation for who the network is in children's lives. The whole Cartoon Network ethic of fun, funny, and fearless seemed to me one of the best descriptions of children that I'd ever heard, and it really is the perfect description of preschoolers. And as far as I can see, kids are watching screens more and enjoying it less. In our industry's quest, especially in preschool, to prove that television could be a valid educational tool, we seem to have gone a little bit overboard and sort of sucked a lot of the fun out of it. So this made me believe that there was room in the children's television environment for a network that let kids be kids, that doesn't push them to grow up so fast, and that encourages optimism and laughter, all the while valuing laughter and optimism for the important skills that they truly are. Because the research-proven fact is humor is a sign of intelligence. I mean, think about it. If you're not smart enough, you don't get the joke. The more kids understand about the world around them, the more they have an ability to understand its incongruities. And it's that understanding, that intelligence, that makes them laugh. And laughter is very important. The research we've been reading for the last year has taught us that optimistic children, children who have a sense of humor, have an easier time making friends, they're more comfortable in social situations, and they tend to lash out less verbally and physically when they're frustrated. Our first speaker is Dr. Jeffrey Goldstein. I first heard Jeffrey speak 10 years ago at a conference focused on the power and importance of intergenerational play. So please welcome author, teacher, and researcher, Dr. Jeffrey Goldstein.
Thank you, Alice. First, it's important to say that humor is not one thing, it's many things. It's social, it's one of the first things that children willingly share with others. And humor is just another way of being serious. Anything, virtually anything, can be the topic of humor. Humor allows us to interpret events in a non-stressful way. That is, it's a coping mechanism. If you do not make other people laugh, find people and television programs that make you laugh. You have all the benefits and none of the maintenance.
Thanks. Our next speaker today, Jeffrey, thank you very much, is Dr. Kathy Hirsh-Pasek, whose book, Einstein Never Used Flashcards, addresses the value of developmental play for young children. Thanks for being here, Kathy.
Well, thank you for inviting me, Alice. And I am thrilled, really thrilled to be here today, Alice, and thrilled that Cartoon Network is taking such a bold move. Because at the Cartoon Network, we know that humor does equal learning, and humor equals play, and it's about time that we start turning things around. Whatever happened to playtime? Like, whatever happened to downtime? Did you guys know that playtime is down from 40% of what a child spends time doing, a preschooler spends time doing in 1981, to 25% in 1997, yet there is power in play and humor. So how do we define humor? It's pretty broad. It seems that humor appears when young children note incongruities. That means they find things that don't quite fit with their expectations. And of course, they can't find things that don't quite fit with their expectations if they don't have the expectations in the first place, so humor only comes when they're geniuses. The beginning of humor then starts early as children begin to figure out their world and they start to notice violations in that world. Turns out research tells us that preschoolers who can use more humor and who can laugh are the ones who are judged to be most communicatively competent in the preschool. No shock there. So what do we need to do? We need to reclaim play and humor. We have to let children be children. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. That really was terrific. At this time, I want to turn to a writer who's been living with this philosophy with her own family for years. Amy Krouse Rosenthal is a mother of 3 from Chicago. She's written parenting and children's books, the most recent of which is the best-selling Encyclopedia of an Ordinary Life. So Amy, thank you very much for being here.
All right, so the title of my 7-minute rant is Where There Is Laughter, There Are Good Things Happening. When I'm with my kids and we're laughing, there is no second guessing. I know that everything is right. Everything makes sense in that moment. And luckily, I think that there is an enormous amount of joy and laughter to be found in the crevices and the going-ons of everyday, ordinary life. Children go where there is fun and laughter, and they stay where there is love.
I want to introduce our very special guest, early childhood educator Krouse Rock. As we said before, 7 children call Rose Mom, including actor, writer, and comedian Krouse Rock. Please join me in welcoming Krouse Rock.
Thank you. As a mom of 2 very well-known comedians, 2 unknown comedians, and 1 maybe, one of the questions I'm always asked is about how did their humor develop. I like the word lighthearted. I took a very lighthearted approach to raising my children, and you learn to laugh at almost everything. There are 2 things you need to succeed, or you need to get by, and that's humor and common sense. And humor is very, very serious, and common sense ain't common. So again, my thing is just having a lighthearted approach to everything and not being so serious, and really just loving your children and really just playing with your children. And even if something's burning on the stove, put it on the back and listen to what they have to say, because they're children for such a short time. And you're an adult for an awful long time. So just enjoy and let them enjoy and support this network that's going to, really enforce that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Tickle U launches on Cartoon Network Monday, August 22nd, and will air Monday through Friday from 9 in the morning till 11. Tickle U is interactive, it's fun, it's noisy, and it's engaging. I'm really excited about this new direction for children's programming. Our curriculum focus, again, is designed to nurture children's senses of humor and optimism and offer parents support in developing these as essential life skills. We believe Tickle U's emphasis on children's emotional well-being is an important new step destined to do good and to do well. Thank you very much. We really appreciate your coming, and thanks. August 22nd.